Happy Monday, everybody. This week I want to shake things up a little bit. Normally I do a motivational message, which I will continue to do most Mondays, but this week is May 5th, 2025. Yes, it is Cinco de Mayo, but it's also the day that Microsoft is choosing to retire Skype. Therefore, I want to reflect in a retrospective sense about why Skype was wonderful, what made it great, and how it changed everybody's life a little bit. So to kick that off, let's think back to the time frame when Skype was coming into being. It's the late 90s, early 2000s. Yes, Skype was officially launched in Estonia in 2003 and then acquired soon after by eBay. You probably started using it in the mid 2000s. I think I started using it in late 2005, 2006. But let's think about what was going on at that time. During the 90s, everybody had signed up for internet service providers en masse. But as we transitioned from the 90s to the 2000s, we were moving from dial-up service, because you could only get 96.6K bandwidth, to high-speed internet. So previously, when I was using AOL as my ISP, a dial-up, I used AOL Instant Messenger, and it was phenomenal for allowing me to collaborate and share my homework answers with my friends, so I only had to do about half of my homework. And now, after I'm making this transition, I still want to be able to do only a portion of my homework and have one of my friends work on half of the answers as well. So I needed something that provided all of that functionality. Additionally, because middle 2000s was when telecom was definitely flexing its muscle as being the leader of what was on the edge of the innovation curve, the way that everything cloud would be during the 2010s and the way that everything AI is right about now. So I needed something that allowed me to do that. Also, I had text messaging at that point, but early doors, I don't know if you remember this, early doors text messaging, I had to pay either 25 or 10 cents per text message. So ideally, I needed something that was freemium before I knew what freemium was, to be able to send these messages but not have to sign into a dial-up service, and that was Skype. And to be honest with you, thinking back to even to this day, I can't think of many user experiences that are as intuitive as Skype. I can think of one that is one of my favorite applications, and I'll cover that in a different video, but Skype was so multifunctional, and it was also so easy to use. Think about it. You could do DMs, essentially. You could make FaceTime calls, video calls before FaceTime was a thing. And you could also, what really made it game-changing for the entire world was VoIP or soft phone, because previous to apps like Skype, making calls internationally, you had to go through your carrier, and they made long distance calls, especially international calls, very expensive. All of a sudden, Skype comes along and says, you can prepay for so many minutes, or you can subscribe to a monthly rate, and now you can call anybody basically in any country that we support a country code for. This just completely changed the world as far as people being able to stay connected without it being very costly, and have conversations, video conversations, on a regular basis across oceans and continents. So it was really, really great, Skype. That said, the last thing that I want to reflect on in this video is Skype and its business model. I think I covered why it was user intuitive and what was so great about it. So let's talk a little bit about the business model as we wrap up, for things that we should keep in mind as innovators going forward. What did Skype give us? What should we be reminded of? Very much like OpenAI did with ChatGPT when it first came out. It launched and you bought tokens for the amount of data you wanted to send in and get out of the model. Skype also allowed you to pay as you go, or it had what would become known as a SaaS subscription model, right? And ultimately, its base product was a freemium model. So it really helped many of us to adapt to what would become normal in the 2010s and the 2020s. So on that note, I really want to thank Skype for demonstrating what a really intuitive, good user experience is about. You can have a multifunctional app that doesn't have the features buried so deep that your everyday user just gets on their smartphone and they're having a good user experience. And additionally, thank you, Skype, for showing us what business models would be a good fit for users, as well as generate profits in the decades to come after it was launched. Hope you enjoyed my short reflection on Skype. And if you want, please feel free to leave your fond memories of Skype in the comments.